Welcome to Audacity Works, a podcast inspired by and dedicated to the working artist, the creative entrepreneur, and generally, doing the damn thing. This exists on the premise that the world belongs to those who have the audacity to believe that their lives have value. This is for you. Welcome to Audacity Works. I am your host, Rachel Strickland, and this is episode number 191. And right off the bat, I've got to tell you to go see the movie Obsession. Oh my God. Okay, if you don't like horror movies, then don't watch it because it's a horror movie. And I don't remember the last time I felt afraid in a theater, but I was scared and it was awesome. I could gush. I'm very intent that I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I know a lot of you here, like me, love horror movies, and you should watch that one. You should watch that one in the theater while it's still there, if you can. On this past weekend, Father's Day weekend, me and Manflesh took my dad to see Obsession. I was surprised. I was like, Daddy, you want to come see a horror movie with us? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, really? And he loved it. And it was really nice. Like, I want to go see it again. I want to go see it like today. Again. Just see if I can get that feeling again, abject terror. So yummy. That young woman's performance was horrifying. I'm a fan for life. And she's young. She's like 25. I'm like, dude, nice. Other than that, sign-ups for Overcoming the Imposter, Somatic Witchcraft for Artists are open. Super cheap. $20 for an hour. It's an hour-long workshop going live on July 8th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am going to up the price after it goes live because otherwise it will just sit there forever. If you have no idea what I'm talking about because you didn't tune in last week, I have stumbled on the thing. I've given many antidotes to imposter syndrome and other gremlins over the years, and all of them work. And the answer is still always going to be, do it anyway. Take action anyway. I'm always going to champion that. However, I have found a tool that is rooted in the body using the memories of the body to short circuit a gremlin attack. So it's not for use all the time. It's like during an important moment when you're like, man, I really wish I could enjoy this important moment. But instead, I'm shitting myself in the corner. It's for moments like that. So you can cut the gremlins off at the source and take back your moment. I'm super pumped. It's in the show notes. I hope that you will join me. I hope to see you live. And if not, of course, you will have access to the replay. So that has officially been released into the world. I put it on the Instagrams, and I put it on my email list. It's the first time I've done something exactly like this. So, yeah, let's do some witchcraft up in our meat suits and get rid of some of the bullshit. That'd be nice, yeah. So the question that I want to tackle today is by request from M, and honestly, this was like a year ago that they asked me this question, but it kind of got lost in the list. And that question is, how do you articulate your opinions from your own bubble of expertise to share outwardly? Now, I know that this question was put forward in the context of Instagram. Like, how do you share the things that you know on Instagram? Particularly helpful if you're a coach and if you have a unique perspective, which I hope that you do. And of course you do. You're a unique human being. And if you want to use social media to let people know that you exist, that's probably a good idea. So how do you do that? Because there seems to be a big gap between where you are right now and all the cool shit that's in your head, all the stuff you know how to do, the solutions to problems that you come up with in your own unique way with your own framework. How do you share that stuff so that people actually know you exist and can come have class with you or book in time with you or, whatever. And my friends, the name of the game for sharing your expertise on any kind of platform is to keep it bite-sized. Think of like one nugget of wisdom per post. One post that tries to solve 8 different problems is not going to be absorbed. And I have to confess, I'm super guilty of this. I look back at posts that I used to, if you've been following me for a while, you might remember that I used to do a lot of reels that were me talking to myself, and they were really fun. I had a great time with them. I'm actually bringing them back. I did one today, and I just felt like it, and it was fun. But I look back on some of those, and I'm legit trying to make 3 super valid points in each post, but they just end up being so long. And I think people were picking up what I was putting down, but it would have been a lot more powerful if I had separated those into one nugget of wisdom per post. People are not ready to consume long-form content most of the time on a social media platform. If you want to see how people are consuming things, look at how you are consuming things. Mostly we're just numbing ourselves out, right? Take a little scroll, see what your friends are up to, and people are not paying that much attention. So keep it bite-sized to keep it pow-pow. And if you struggle to come up with ideas and you seem to have really nuanced takes on things, that's actually a really good thing, because things that have nuance and require more explanation means you have a series on your hands. And that can give you, if you break down something nuanced into chunks, which you will have to do to be able to teach someone your framework for understanding that situation and how to solve that problem, then every step of that is something that you can put out into the world. And I've said it before, I'll say it again, if you consume it, you should be contributing to it. Now, that axiom does not apply to things like Hollywood movies. You don't need to go be in a Hollywood movie just because you watch Hollywood movies. For example, Obsession. You don't need to be part of a horror movie in order to enjoy them, but social media is different. When we consume social media, we're not consuming things curated for us by Hollywood. We're consuming our peers. We're also, I'll take the moment to remind you, consuming a bunch of AI bullshit that was fabricated out of nowhere. I think I saw the statistic that half of online content is now bots and AI, and I find that horrifying, but I do treasure the connections that I've made with actual real human life people. Brand new sentence. So that brings me to my next point, and this is excellent news if you're a recovering perfectionist. So the rest of this podcast is for anyone who would like to contribute to the landscape of social media more, but can't. For anyone who is a recovering perfectionist and knows that they do need to make a mess, here's the good news. With all of the AI shit that is clogging up the internet, people are starting to crave and value flawed human beings. Just like me. Which means not only should you make a mess, but it's actually in your favor to post imperfect things and not show up super curated. The time is nigh to lean into your humanity and share yourself out loud. That is if you want to. I'm not trying to convince anyone that they need to use social media if they don't want to. If you don't want to, this whole episode is probably very boring for you, and I'm sorry. And don't let anyone change your mind. Whatever. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But if you do want to benefit from it, that means that you'll have to use it. And if you're consuming without contributing, the reason that I say if you consume it, contribute to it is because when we consume social media, we are perceiving our peers, as well as a whole bunch of other people. It affects us. It does have an effect. The bell doth toll. That's not the same as a Hollywood curated film or even a TV show. These are real-life human animals, just like you, except for the robots. And since it does affect us, it affects our psychology, it affects how we see ourselves, how we see our own lives, the filter with which we view our own choices. It affects morality. So if you're consuming it, it is affecting all of those things. And if you've not contributed to it, then you're operating in an ecosystem and you've removed yourself as a player in that ecosystem. And if you're listening to this podcast, I already know you're cool as fuck. Please don't deprive the world of your voice. It doesn't matter if you use social media for it. Whatever it is, however you add to the canticle. First of all, thank you. Please keep doing that. And second of all, the louder you can be to drown out this bullshit that I'm seeing, I thank you for that as well. Now, I am devastated to find that a creator that Maestro shared about yesterday was in Maestro's stories, and now I can't find it because it expired. But anyway, Maestro posted this story about a creator, and she just tells stories. She talks to the camera, and she tells stories from her life. That's it. Like, most of them don't have a moral or anything. They're just human moments. I spent 20 minutes listening to that woman's stories. Never saw her before. She's just a good storyteller, and it didn't matter that she was talking about, like, working in a liquor store and who came in that day. I was like, yes, tell me more about your real life human meat story. I did send Maestro a text asking if she knew, but I'm going to need to publish this pronto because I'm quite late in getting it out. So you can check the show notes. If I hear back from Maestro in time, I'll update the show notes with this creator so you can go follow her and see what I mean. But I found this so inspiring because she wasn't selling anything. She wasn't even trying to teach a lesson. She was just talking, just telling stories, and not bullshit stories either. Like they were all interesting and human. You all have those stories. So for anyone who has been wanting to contribute more to the landscape that we're all swimming in on social media, you don't have to have something quote unquote worth sharing. I know earlier I was like, keep it one nugget per post. That's for if you're teaching something. You don't have to teach. You can just exist. And I'd love to see a little bit more of that. I'd love to see too much of that, honestly. So that is my advice. If you're teaching something, bite-sized nuggets. If you have a lot of nuance, consider it a series. Would love to see you show up imperfectly, telling stories just because you exist. And I want to hear your stories. Your real-life human meat stories. Do you know, I just mentioned I'm really late getting this out, so this is going to be a short episode. I'm going to wrap it up. It's like 5:30 on Tuesday night. I know, I've never really done this before. So I'm going to say thank you to Em for this question. It gave me a lot to think about. Do check the show notes. I'll see if I can pop that creator in there for you when I find her. I will be editing it either way, whenever I remember, or what her fucking name is. If you have requests for future episodes, you can find me always on Instagram at Rachel Strickland Creative, where I'll be posting imperfect human meat stories, and on Patreon at Rachel Strickland Creative. This podcast is powered by Patreon, so got to give a shout out to my amazing supportive patrons. I do not want to live without you. I was about to say I couldn't live without you. I could. I just don't want to. So thank you for your trust, for your support, and for standing with me in the fallow times as well as the fecund times. Did I say that word right? Until next time, my friends, please tell your stories. Tell your stories with abandon. Tell them imperfectly. And don't go back to sleep.